So finally, you can now play PS4 exclusive games on your Android device completely offline. The Shad PS4 Emulator has officially arrived on Android. Just like RPCS3, this emulator was originally available only on PC, but it has recently been ported to mobile devices. So in today's video, I'll show you the complete setup, the best settings, and we'll also test some PS4 games to see how they perform. So make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Alright guys, so this is the Shad PS4 Emulator. First of all, let's open the emulator. Once you're inside, tap on the plus icon, and then tap the plus icon again. This will take you to your internal storage, where you can add your PS4 game files. Simply select your PKG games, and they'll be added to the emulator library. Once all your games have been added, tap on the settings icon and head over to Appearance. Here, you'll find both light and dark themes, so feel free to choose whichever one you prefer. Now go back and open General Settings. First, you can adjust the volume settings according to your preference. You'll also find the ShadNet Enable option. Enabling this allows internet access inside the emulator, but it's not really necessary for most users, so you can leave it at the default setting. Next, enable Show FPS Counter, Show RAM Overlay, and Show GPU Overlay. Set their position to top center so we can easily monitor performance while gaming. After that, go back and open the CPU section. The CPU backend is already configured, so there's nothing you need to change here. Just leave everything as it is and go back. Now let's move to Controls. Inside Controls, make sure to enable the very first option so the on-screen controller layout appears during gameplay. You can also connect an external controller from this section. There are additional options available for adjusting controller sensitivity, enabling motion controls, and other controller-related features. Now let's head back and move on to the Graphics GPU settings. Here you'll find the driver option. You can run games using the default system driver, but if you're using a Snapdragon-powered device, I highly recommend adding a custom driver. As you can see, I've selected a custom driver specifically for my Snapdragon Elite chipset. If you don't want to use a custom driver, the system driver works just fine as well. Next, enable full screen mode and select the full screen option for a better gaming experience. If you scroll down, you'll find visual enhancement features such as HDR and FSR, which can improve graphics quality. However, for now, we'll keep them disabled. You'll also find the frame generation option. The emulator currently offers two frame generation modes, LSFG and Repeat. I'm using LSFG, and you can set the multiplier up to 2x if you'd like. After that, go back and open the Vulkan settings. For now, we won't change anything here since the emulator is still in its early stages and there's not enough information available yet. Finally, head over to the Android section and enable Maximum Performance mode. And that's it! Our setup is now complete. Now it's time to test some games. The first game we're going to run is Sonic Mania. Now, some of you might be thinking, that's a pretty old and lightweight PS4 game, and you're absolutely right. The reason we're starting with a low-end title is because we're testing whether this PS4 emulator can actually run real PS4 games. A lightweight game is a great place to start. As you can see, the game launches successfully and runs smoothly at around 60 FPS. There are no major issues, no crashes, and overall performance looks very solid. This confirms that the emulator is functioning properly and is genuinely capable of running real PS4 games. Everything is working exactly as expected. So at this point, we can confidently say that this is a real PS4 emulator and not some fake application pretending to emulate PS4 games. Now let's move on to the next game. Our second test was Minecraft PS4 Edition. Unfortunately, while the game booted successfully, it only displayed a black screen and never actually reached gameplay. After that, I decided to try something much more demanding, Bloodborne. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much from it, but surprisingly, the game not only booted successfully, it even loaded the opening sequence and started playing the cutscene. That alone is extremely impressive for such an early-stage emulator. So yes, this emulator is definitely working, and it is running real PS4 games. However, there's one important thing you need to understand. This emulator is still in a very early development stage. In fact, this is essentially its first major release, so you shouldn't expect perfect performance or full game compatibility yet. Even in Bloodborne's case, the cutscene played successfully, but the actual gameplay never started, and the game eventually got stuck. So for now, you'll need to wait for future updates as the developers continue improving compatibility and performance. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'll be covering all future updates, improvements, and compatibility tests as soon as they become available. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Till then, peace out.